Alright, land, so we've gone ahead and done it. We max transcended the 8th anniversary whites. Look at this absolute beast of a character. The pink max transcended colors are always really cool to see, but to see it on a new character, an anniversary character nonetheless, especially one that just released, it's just doing something for me. It's giving me a massive amount of dopamine. Just having it on my screen is enough. But you can only imagine what it's going to like in gameplay, and that's what we're here to showcase today, to showcase a brand new max transcended 8th anniversary whites. You can see here we have gone ahead and gotten 5-5. Alongside that, we did get the extra 500 SP. So from the Transcendence stats alone, we're getting 1,000 additional stamina. Honestly, don't even need that. 500 additional attack, 300 defense, 1,000 additional focus, and also 1,000 additional SP. Overall, this is the stats that we're looking at. And with the skills that he does have, it's almost guaranteed we're going to be clearing content super fast. But also safe at the same time. And you know what? In the future, if for some reason I want to use another character, he's going to be a really good link for any character with the stats he is providing. Now, for those wondering what bonus abilities you should give this character, ideally you want to give him full stamina damage and also long stride if you're taking him into PvE content. You could make a case to give him more damage to lacerated or drained enemies, but his damage output's so high, especially when max transcended, it's really not that needed. So when we take him into IT, we have long stride on. When we take him into epic raids, we have weakened defense on. Keep that in mind. But yeah, let's see how a max transcended 8th anniversary white performs in Bleach Appraisals. Alright then, so let's take him into Co-op IT, where keep in mind he does not have killer, but in this case, it really just doesn't matter. So last time we showcased this character a 1 out of 5, it took him around 2 minutes to beat the IT, which is, to be fair, one of the more difficult ITs, given the fact that we do have a bunch of rolling enemies, for example. Let's use our SA3 there, look at that. Completely wiped out all those holos. Oh my god. We can go here, use our SA2. Used it a bit too far away from the enemies, but lucky for us, our SA3 is going to come back, so if we do kill with the SA2, which we did, we can group all them up there with the SA3, and then group all these up with the SA1. It feels very weird, but I'm starting to like it, having two very similar attacks. That SA1 is very similar to his SA3, just a much smaller AoE to it, but still good range to be fair. And in the combo both of those attacks, you have the SA2. The more I play the character, the more I like his kit. So in this case, yeah, look at that. I don't even know if we even had to inflict statisms to one-shot those bosses there. And since we did give the character a long stride, we're easily able to get into the next stage super fast. Not to waste time, right? As for our Sobom we will use on the final stage, which did one-shot at 1 out of 5, so it's just more so going to clear faster now. Yeah, look at that. Bosses stand absolute no chance against our strong attacks. And then with the Sprinter plus 3 and long stride, that holo enemy didn't even touch us. Let's grab those boxes. So this is going to be the easiest nuke of all time. Let that go off. Let's skip it. Look at that. Super quick. I don't think we even needed the bombardment there. We probably finished up the entire room in just two hits of the soul bomb. There we go, though. A much faster clear time. 1 minute and 35 seconds, which usually is what you do get with a max transcended character when they have killer. Depending on when I decide to use my strong attacks, we can definitely cut that down to maybe 1 minute and 20 seconds if we're lucky. And if we did have killer, we can definitely get a sub 1 minute clear time. This is very consistent with some of the other greater characters in the game, so I'm liking it thus far. Attempt number 2 though, let's see if we can get a faster clear time or if the clear time we just got was consistent. Spoiler, it's most likely going to be very consistent, right? In this case, let's use our Natchering. Using our Natchering isn't really bad here since we can apply status elements, as I say, when we don't inflict status elements, but it's fine. Let's make sure let's try and get all enemies here with the SA3. Unfortunately not. I maybe used it a bit too early. Probably just best to not hold strong attacks. You might as well just use the strong attacks when you get them. Like, sure, we used one strong attack there on that one enemy, but the next wave spawned in, and we have our strong attacks back already. In this case, use our SA2 there. Group all those up with the SA3. That felt really smooth. Only one enemy left, but if any enemy does live, it just takes one strong attack or even our no attacks to finish up those enemies. Like, grab them there with the SA3. Lovely. SA2 came back just in time. And then can we use our SA2? And in this case, this enemy is going to die with the SA1. And then SA3, look at that. Absolute boss killer when we have killer and we use any strong attack. I'm pretty sure any strong attack can one-shot against the bosses, right? And those bosses can be quite annoying, especially Aizen. Aizen's Natchering is one of the best Natcherings in the game, even for an SP character. So it's absolutely brutal to go against when he's a boss. And I've died a lot of times when against that Aizen. But with White, not a problem. Not a problem whatsoever. Going into the final stage, once more the easiest stage of the entire map, because a nuke is all it takes to take down every single enemy. I'm kind of wondering if it's better to nuke at a certain stage. Maybe it might be, you know, because the bosses are swipers. We actually probably kill them faster than some of the other mini-mobs. So for our next run, very consistent clear time, by the way, we're going to try that again and see if we can maybe get a faster clear time if we decide to nuke in a different room. So attempt number 3 then. This time we're going to try and nuke a different stage. More so stage number 2. That's going to be probably our best stage to nuke, because that enemy does feature quite a lot of hollows, right? And I'm also kind of curious to see how will our clear time look if we don't use a soul bomb against the final bosses. Final bosses are actually swipers, so we might not struggle too much against them. As you can see there, feels really good nuking that entire stage. Usually in a co-op quest, you do want to actually nuke that stage, but not if you're the host, right? Host, you always want to stay for the last room. That's kind of mad that we actually grouped that enemy from our side. That's kind of funny. SA1 on those bosses. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Had to wait for our strong attacks to come back there. Maybe not the fastest stage 3, but we'll take it for now. And group everyone up with the SA3. Lovely. At this point, next wave should spawn in. Then it's the boss stage. So I'm going to now use my SA3. There we go. Didn't kill there, but it's fine because, again, it just takes one more extra attack. Let those enemies get close, and then we grab that. Not even going to waste time trying to grab that box. Although, to be fair, probably did have time to do it, right? Yeah, we have to wait for our strong attacks to come back. Unfortunately, my controller kind of messed me up there. Going to hold my SA3 for the next wave. There we go. Can I group everyone up? Kind of did. One enemy left. But the SA2 should kill him while also doing a good amount of damage to the bosses. I'm going to try and grab everyone in, and then the SA3 should finish there. Was that a faster run? Potentially, we're about to find out. At the very least, if we do decide to not nuke the final stage, it still feels quite safe to do so. We once more really didn't struggle there, right? If we did take a hit, it doesn't matter because we can easily get back into full stamina. But funny enough, it's kind of a very similar clear time. So whether we decide to nuke the final stage or another stage that has quite a lot of enemies, the clear time is very consistent and also very fast, especially once more considering that we do not have killer here. Once we do, we're very easily going to get a potential sub 1 minute clear time. That's kind of the standard when it comes to characters like this. I believe Toshiro and other characters are very consistent. Only characters that can get a very easy sub 1 minute are those that have Pierce Iron Skin, and that's kind of understandable. Next up, of course, we have to take White into the Awakened Acid Wire Epic Raid. Last time, it took us like 20-30 seconds to clear it. Let's use our SA3 there. Maybe have to save a strong attack, because look at that. Yeah, the nuke is actually really good, but our nuke is too powerful for the phases. We might have to try and save a strong attack for the final phase, right? We did apply double weakened defense, but look at that. Still 19-second clear time just by himself. That's actually still pretty good. So I think at 5 out of 5, which unfortunately, it'd be a lot faster, but the 3-phase bosses kind of stop us from actually doing more damage with our soul bomb. We probably would nuke from the second to the final phase with just one soul bomb if there was no phase blocking us, right? But still, 18 seconds, really impressive. So for our next one, I'm going to try and see if we can do a different pattern. I'm going to use my SA3 straight away. Did apply these stats, and that's actually really good. SA1 did good there, okay. Then we nuke. That's going to, again, see, look at that. It would probably nuke all the way through if we didn't have that final phase kind of blocking our damage. But our SA1 is back. Unfortunately, didn't apply the SP boost. That probably would have been enough there. Almost was, to be fair. We were faster there. 17-second run. So we've gotten faster. And I think we'll take it for that, right? White would definitely be capable of doing 23 million damage in just almost 10 seconds. If there were, once more, no phase blocking us. But we were faster there. 17-second clear time with White by himself. Keep in mind he was a bonus character, so we are getting that extra damage output. But White is, without a doubt, a massive powerhouse character and is capable of doing some really good burst damage. And Epic Raid is a great place to do that. We will definitely be taking this character into Guild Quest. Can't do it right now since he doesn't have Killer. One could argue he definitely is usable outside of his Killer combination, but I'm going to wait for when he does have Killer to best demonstrate him there, but it should be no surprise he is going to be one of the best nukes in the entire game. Easily going to be the go-to nuker for the story part and also no affiliation guild quests. So when you have a max transcended White, there is almost nothing this character can't do. Definitely going to be my go-to mind character for any piece of content, right? The safety, the speed, and also the damage output is absolutely unmatched in the mind attribute. So he's going to be my easy go-to character. I'm very happy to have him max transcended, but also have a max transcended Balgo, a much rarer character to be fair. But Balgo's still really good. The only time I'm really going to take out Balgo into IT Con, for example, is when I'm going against Quincy or human enemies. Because at that point, Balgo's going to just be a better character, is also increasing the amount of drops I do get to. And sure, one could argue that it would overall just be better I stick to using Balgo, but I like using different characters every now and then. I like having fun. White's a fun character. So when there are Quincy or human enemies, my go-to can be Balgo. When there's any other enemy, White is definitely going to be my go-to. And I kind of like that they don't share the same killer. Gives me more reason to use him over Balgo, for example. But yeah, super fun character, especially when you do have him max transcended. And for those that don't know, I did pull the character 4 times. I did have to use a rainbow move source to get that final copy. And usually I don't use rainbows on a premium character, but since I did get him 4 or 5, I don't want him to be stuck at that for like the next couple of so months. Might as well get that final dupe. I don't mind using the rainbow, because he is without a doubt the best main character in the entire game, and Mind has needed a character like this, so I'm very happy to have him max transcended. With that said though, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.